Hello, time is flying. Happy Monday. Okay, it is November. As I mentioned last week, we are talking about stress, calming the chaos, going into the holiday season as calm as you can, okay? So I'm going to be talking about hormone calming the stress hormones, how you can do that, and what we can use to help, okay? So I want to talk about something, you hear a lot about adrenal fatigue. I don't know, you may have heard about adaptogens, and so many things are made more complicated than they need to be, okay? So let's break down. I want to talk about what an adaptogen does, why you might need it, and I want to explain what HPA Axis is. And you may have heard, again, from on social media and all this stuff. I think you get a lot of, we hear a lot of, trigger words or just phrases that people throw out there, but a lot of people have no idea what it actually means, okay? So when you talk about adaptogens and how they calm the HPA axis, your HPA axis is actually hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, not axis, A-X-I-S, how they are connected, okay? And the HPA axis is your master stress response system. So everything, you've heard me say everything works in cascades. Hormones especially have messengers, receptors, and our body is a whole bunch of systems talking together and constant feedback loops. So our hypothalamus, now you've heard me talk about a hypothalamus before because your pituitary gland, it talks to your pituitary gland. So your hypothalamus is the control center in your brain. That is what detects stress, whether it's emotional stress, physical stress. That's the stress detector, sends out the alert. The alert is received by your pituitary gland. Now you've heard me talk about your pituitary gland before because that's what produces your TSH, your thyroid stimulating hormone, and tells your thyroid how much hormone to produce. So the pituitary gland is the messenger. Hypothalamus, control center, pituitary gland, messenger. Your adrenal glands are your response team, okay? So your adrenal glands release cortisol, adrenaline, and DHEA to help your body respond to stress, okay? So again, if you're running from that bear, the fight or flight, your adrenal system is pumping out adrenaline. So you are literally up there running from the bear. Cortisol is your stress hormone, of course. This happens a lot. That rises not only with physical stress, but with emotional stress. It is the silent saboteur, I like to call it, that wreaks havoc on everything. Because when cortisol rises, it increases your insulin, and that throws off your weight loss. So everything's always connected. Okay, so that's the HPA axis. And that is how your feedback loop for stress and hormones and all of that stuff. So now what adaptogens do is they help your HPA axis respond to stress and to your stress hormones. And they literally are herbs that adapt to what your body needs. So I'm sure you've seen, the reishi mushroom coffee. Those are adaptogens. Rhodiola, that's an adaptogen. So all these herbs that your body's, that you hear about, and if you've ever wondered, how does that work? Well, it pretty much, your body takes it and uses it how it needs to. So they help your body adapt to stress in different ways. So they work differently for everybody. So they're plant compounds, they're just herbs, and they help your body normalize that stress center, whether you're running high or running low. It does what it needs to do. So they support your cortisol rhythm. They calm it down if it's too high, or it lifts it up if you're low. So they're kind of like your little helper. It gives you what you need. Just like some hormones like DHEA, your body makes it into usually what it needs. So adaptogens can help improve your resilience, your focus, your energy and stability without a stimulant. So if you look at any kind of like energy supplements, I don't even want to say an energy supplement, but energy drinks that tout that they don't have caffeine, they have adaptogens, which is why the reishi mushroom coffee or any of those mushroom drinks tell you that they'll give you an energy boost, but they don't have caffeine because they're using adaptogens and these herbs that help. Adaptogens also protect your cells from oxidative stress, and because they help your body deal with stress, it can prevent and protect you from adrenal burnout or adrenal fatigue. So your adrenal glands aren't pumping out all of this cortisol and adrenaline all the time. So when would you want to use them? If you're stuck in fight or flight mode and you constantly feel like you are running from the bear, if you're waiting for that other shoe to drop, if you're anxious, irritable, if you just can't calm down. And hello, we're going into the holidays, right? And I say, even if everything's wonderful, even if life is fantastic, holidays are a stressful season. So this is a great time to talk about adaptogens, see how you could use them and see if they might be helpful for you. Long-term stress. Are you a caregiver? Aging parents, just kids, are you a young mom just getting burned out? Perimenopause, right? Think hormonal transitions, post-illness or recovery, that our body is constantly changing, and our cortisol levels and our stress levels are always going up and down. So that's why, especially when we're talking perimenopause, thyroid issues, post-cortisol crash, you've had some traumatic things going on and you feel that. It takes a physical toll on your body. It's going to be very helpful to have adaptogens on board. Afternoon slump, you have that 2-3 o'clock, I need the caffeine. That's your sign, that your body's sign that you're not keeping up with things. So you might be helped a lot by the adaptogens. But just in the perimenopause years, when your hormones are just, wreaking havoc on you, the adaptogens will adapt. So you don't want to use them if you're pregnant or breastfeeding. If you are on strong thyroid hormones or steroids, you might want to be a little cautious about them. You also don't want to take them too late at nighttime while they're not supposed to be energizing. You might notice a little energy, not like caffeine, but you might notice a little something. So might not be what you need to go to sleep. Also, they're not a sedative, so they may support a good sleep. I'm not going to complain about the sun blinding me because it's lovely, but it's blinding me. So they're not really energizing, but they won't help you sleep. They may support a good night's sleep as part of your daily routine, but it's not like melatonin where you're going to take it and go to sleep. Magnesium glycinate, on the other hand, will help your body relax and promote a deeper sleep. All right, so common adaptogens and how they can help you feel, right? So we've got ashwagandha. I'm sure you've heard of it. These for the most part, ashwagandha and rhodiola are ones that you commonly hear about. Ashwagandha helps regulate your cortisol, mood, and your sleep. It can give you a calming, grounded feeling. Rhodiola is one that you're going to see in a lot of, mushroom coffees and perimenopause supplements. Thyroid supplements possibly also. This will help with fatigue, mental clarity, and it helps lift your mood and your energy. That's rhodiola. Holly basil. Holly basil helps immune support and helps that feeling of overwhelm. It helps clear mental fog and smooths out the anxiety you might be feeling. So just kind of softens those rough edges. Licorice root. Licorice root, it can cause low blood pressure, and it is good for adrenal fatigue. So if you want a DGL component, okay, DGL is diglycerated licorice. That will soften any kind of blood pressure impact it may have. Gives you a gentle lift, can help lower cortisol. And then Schisandra berry. This is a lesser known one, but it's a good one. It helps with hormone and liver detoxification. It can help clear your skin and give you some steady energy. Morning. So usually when you're getting an adaptogen, when you're looking at adaptogens, they come in blends. I would not recommend taking a single one unless you talk to a provider and know that that specific adaptogen is going to be what you need. My opinion is you're better to have a little blend. Mornings, rhodiola, holly basil, licorice root. Evening, ashwagandha, the reishi, and that Schisandra that will help the Schisandra berry. Those can help calm things if you're looking for sleep. So you're going to find those more in sleep blends. And then, rotate them how your body feels. I love using all supplements with intent and purpose. But these adaptogens are things that you definitely can rotate into your supplement rotation during times of high stress. And usually the holidays are pretty stressful for everybody. All right, I will be talking more about staying calm, going into the holidays nice and calm. We are going to be offering a nice little pre-holiday reset if you're interested in joining. You'll be hearing more about that later this week or next week. Lots of exciting things going on. I will be making something on Friday, not quite sure what. Give me suggestions and enjoy the sunshine today. All right, everybody, have a good one.